Now next is special cases of electric flux. Okay, now if theta is in between 0 to 90 degree, phi is positive. How? Because we know that E s cos theta, cos 90 degree is 0, so cos 45 degree is also gives us the positive value. Therefore the angle between 0 to 90 degree is positive. For theta equal to 90 degree, phi is 0, and for theta is between 90 to 180 degree, phi is negative, because we know cos pi is -1. That's why electric flux will be negative. Means electric flux can be positive or can be negative. Okay, now we will discuss about the solid angle. What is solid angle? Solid angle is angle subtended by a surface at a point. Okay, for example, this is the angle subtended by a surface at a point, this. Okay, this one is the solid angle, d omega, we called it as solid angle. Okay, now as defined, it is the three-dimensional analog of two-dimensional angle. Okay, uh, now the SI unit of solid angle here is radian, and the equation for this is this: d omega equal to ds cos theta upon r square. Okay, and after integrating this equation, we get omega equal to integration of surface integral of d omega equal to integral ds cos theta, and after solving this equation we get 4 pi steradian. Okay, next is Gauss's theorem. What is Gauss's theorem? According to this, the surface integral of the electric field intensity over any closed hypothetical surface, hypothetical means imaginary, or can be called as Gaussian surface in free space, is equal to 1 upon epsilon times the charge enclosed within the surface. Okay, okay. Here is the equation for Gauss's theorem, that is for phi e equal to integral of E dot ds, which will be equal to 1 upon epsilon summation of qi. Summation of, here we have taken the summation because there are so many points inside the sphere. Okay, now summation of all the points will give us the total charge inside the sphere. Proof of the Gauss's theorem for spherical symmetric surfaces. We have taken the spherical surface here and a small element ds. Okay, now suppose an isolated positive point charge plus q is situated at the center of the sphere of radius as shown in figure here, and we know that the electric flux is given by d phi equal to E dot ds. Okay, which will be equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon q upon r square r vector dot ds into n. Where this equation is derived from, we know that electric field intensity due to a point on the surface of the sphere is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon q upon r square into r. Unit vector is the direction of the electric field. Okay, and ds here, ds with n vector is the direction of the vector, means ds into n unit vector is equal to ds vector. Okay, after this we get 1 upon 4 pi epsilon q ds upon r square into r unit vector dot n unit vector. As we know that they both are in same direction, so this will be equal to 1. On substituting the value of r dot n in above equation, we get d phi equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon q ds upon r square. Okay. After integrating this, we will take the constant term outside and we're left with integral of ds, and after integrating we get s, and we know that the surface area of sphere is 4 pi r square. Okay, after cancelling out the terms we get q upon epsilon. This is the Gauss's theorem. Next topic is application of Gauss's theorem. This we will discuss later on.